Did you know that the Mediterranean diet was banned in Sparta for being too delicious? Just kidding. But there are indeed some things that are off limits in this popular diet. Now, we all know the Mediterranean diet is as popular as a celebrity, isn't it? It's like the Brad Pitt of diets, charming, well-loved, and seems to never age. Inspired by the eating habits of those sunny coastal countries, it's not just a diet but a lifestyle, a culture. Picture this, a diet high in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, and that liquid gold, olive oil. And oh, let's not forget, a moderate amount of fish, poultry, dairy, and yes, even red wine. But wait, before you start dreaming about living like a Greek god or goddess, let's talk about the foods and habits that are as welcome in the Mediterranean diet as a snowstorm in July. So if you're ready to dive into the sea of Mediterranean diet, let's first find out what you'll have to leave on the shore. The Mediterranean diet, contrary to popular belief, is not about eating pizza in Italy or gyros in Greece all day. Nope, not at all. It's actually a lifestyle inspired by the coastal countries' eating habits, where the weather is great and the food is even better. So, you can put that pizza slice down now. Now this diet is a bit like your favorite playlist. It's a mix of all the good stuff. We're talking high volumes of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Think of these as your chart-topping hits. Olive oil plays the role of the lead vocalist, while fish, poultry, dairy, and yes, even a moderate amount of red wine are the supporting band members. But it's not just about what you eat, it's about how you eat it. The Mediterranean diet promotes fresh, minimally processed foods. That's right, we're talking farm to table, orchard to oven, sea to skillet, you get the idea. It's all about keeping things real and natural. Don't forget the other key principles like regular physical activity. No, you don't need to start training for the Olympics, but a leisurely walk or a bit of gardening wouldn't hurt. Think about it as if you're living on the beautiful Mediterranean coast. And lastly, it's not only about the food and exercise. It's also about the social engagement. Yes, you heard it right. Sharing meals, laughter, and stories with family and friends is an essential part of this lifestyle. Imagine long, leisurely dinners filled with good food, good company, and good vibes. So, the Mediterranean diet isn't a restrictive regime where you're counting every calorie or limiting yourself to certain food groups. It's more about embracing a healthier, more balanced way of living. So, it's all about fresh, minimally processed foods and social engagement. But let's talk about what's not on the menu, because even the Mediterranean diet, as glorious as it is, has some things that are a definite no-go. So hold on to your forks, folks. It's time to dive into the deep end of the diet pool. Now let's get to the juicy stuff, or rather, the not-so-juicy stuff. Starting our list of Mediterranean diet no-nos is the infamous processed meats. You might want to bid farewell to your beloved bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and deli meats. They're notorious for their high sodium, saturated fat, and preservative content. They may be tasty, but they're not doing your health any favors. Next on the blacklist is added sugars. That's right, candy, cake, cookies, and sweetened beverages are not invited to the Mediterranean party. These sneaky villains lurk in the shadows, ready to wreak havoc on your health with their excess calories. Moving on, we have refined grains. You might think they're harmless, but they're like the wolves in sheep's clothing of the food world. White bread, rice, and pasta may look innocent, but they're stripped of their fiber and nutrients, making them less than ideal for your Mediterranean journey. Then we have the trans fats. Found in processed foods, margarine, and fried items, these bad boys are known for their role in increasing the risk of heart disease and inflammation. So, it's a big no thank you to them. Lastly, we have excessive red meat. While beef, pork, and lamb can be part of a balanced diet, they're like that friend who always overstays their welcome at parties. In the Mediterranean diet, we prefer leaner proteins like fish, poultry, and plant-based options. So you see, the Mediterranean diet isn't about deprivation, it's about making healthier choices. It's about embracing the vibrant, fresh flavors of the Mediterranean region and saying no to foods that don't align with that ethos. It's about being mindful of what you put into your body and how it impacts your overall health. So, the next time you reach for that hot dog or candy bar, remember, the Mediterranean diet police might be watching. But the Mediterranean diet is not just about food, it's a lifestyle. And no, that doesn't mean you have to move to a Greek island, though that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, let's talk about what doesn't fit into the Mediterranean lifestyle. First off, we've got the sedentary lifestyle. The Mediterranean way of life is all about being active. It's not about running marathons or lifting heavy weights, but about incorporating movement into your day. Think walking to the market, gardening, or even a leisurely swim in the sea. If only we all had a sea nearby, right? Next up, stress and isolation. These are big no-nos. The Mediterranean lifestyle emphasizes community, social connections, and relaxation. So if you're a hermit who loves stress, this might not be the diet for you. This diet encourages you to slow down, enjoy your meals, and most importantly, share them with others. It's about creating memories around the dinner table, not just filling up your belly. Finally, let's talk about fast food. Oh, the convenience of a burger and fries at the drive-thru. But remember, the Mediterranean diet is about fresh, seasonal ingredients and home-cooked meals. It's about savoring the process of cooking, not just the eating. So if you're a fan of the Golden Arches, it might be time to rethink your choices. But don't worry, it's not about being perfect. It's about making small changes that can have a big impact on your health. It's about enjoying the food you eat and the people you share it with. It's about living your life in a way that's good for you and good for the planet. So remember, a Mediterranean lifestyle doesn't include sitting on the couch all day or stress eating. It's all about balance, baby. Now that we've scoured the forbidden lands of the Mediterranean diet, let's talk survival tactics. First off, let's focus on whole foods. This isn't a treasure hunt for hidden preservatives or sugars in processed foods. No, my friends, this is a journey through the fresh produce section, the land of whole grains, and the kingdom of legumes. It's all about planning meals around fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. Next, let's get experimental. Not like mad scientist experimental, but more like world-class chef experimental. Incorporate Mediterranean flavors into your daily meals. Picture this: a crisp Greek salad for lunch, a tantalizing seafood paella for dinner, and a side of roasted vegetables just because you can. It's like a culinary trip around the Mediterranean but without the jet lag. Now let's talk mindful eating. This isn't a scarf down your meal while watching the latest binge-worthy series kind of diet. It's about savoring your food, listening to your hunger cues, and most importantly, enjoying meals with family and friends. After all, what's a feast without great company? Speaking of company, remember, the Mediterranean diet is more than just about food. It's a lifestyle. It involves regular physical activity, so dust off those walking shoes or gardening gloves. It's time to get moving. And lastly, let's address the elephant in the room: fast food. It's time to bid adieu to drive-thrus and hello to home-cooked meals. The Mediterranean diet prioritizes fresh, seasonal ingredients, so think of it as an excuse to finally use those cookbooks, gathering dust on your shelf. So with these tips, you're all set to conquer the Mediterranean diet. Just remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Well, that's all the time we have today to explore the Mediterranean diet's no-fly zones. We've journeyed through the scenic landscapes of coastal diets, learning about the tempting fruits, vegetables, and whole grains that make this diet a health haven. We've discovered the forbidden lands of processed meats, added sugars, refined grains, and trans fats, and learned why they're best left unexplored. But remember, the Mediterranean diet is more than just food. It's about embracing a lifestyle that values physical activity and social connections as much as a good meal. It's about taking the time to savor your food, to enjoy the process of preparing your meals, and to share them with people you love. So, my fellow diet explorers, don't let the restrictions scare you off. Embrace the Mediterranean way of life and see where it takes you. Remember, the Mediterranean diet isn't about restrictions, it's about making healthier choices. So don't be afraid to dive in and explore. Until next time, bon appetit. And before you go, if you found this video helpful and want to continue exploring the Mediterranean diet with us, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We've got a lot more exciting discoveries to share with you. Stay tuned.